Good morning. My name's Dave Newcombe, and this is the Ferrum Panthers.com coaches show. And last night was a historical night for Ferrum College with our first NCAA Division III wrestling match with Washington and Lee. A win, by the way, and a big win before a packed house, standing room only. The coaches and architect of that program are with me today. Nate Yetzer and Brandon Bradley. How are you feeling this morning, guys?
Tired.
Yeah, I bet.
That's good. I think we feel pretty good. Anytime you get a W, I mean, wins are hard to come by at this level, so you gotta celebrate the wins for a short period of time and learn from the losses. So.
Mm-hmm. And Washington Lee's the only other Division III school in that has wrestling in the state.
So it was good.
They're a pretty good opponent.
It was good to put our stamp on the whole of the state right now.
Right.
We're the top Division III school, so it was good. It was good last night.
State champs.
Now we were talking. Some folks were talking early in the morning about what kind of crowd is going to be there, and I said I bet it's going to be packed. I hear Coach Yetzer's been promoting. Talk about how you promote and get people out there.
Just by word of mouth, a lot of it, and I have a great guy that does a lot of our marketing named Jamez Clements. He's a student here, he's an intern.
Great.
And he's taken it upon himself to make flyers up, to spread the word, to put stuff on our Facebook all the time. He does a really good job with that, and mostly just going out there and talking to people and getting people excited about it. And we gave away free shirts. That helped.
Yeah. Well, we do, student activities at Ferrum, and I'm constantly saying you got to talk to people. You got to spread the word. Get on your cell phone.
You got to be persistent too.
You got to be persistent.
Be a badger.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh man, and it was a great crowd, and I think we're starting to get with the wrestling program. It seems like a real family feel to it. You're in the cafeteria with your twin boys and your wife Leah a lot, and you're around campus. She teaches yoga, and you live on campus. I live on campus, and I think it's really a difference in terms of the students and the athletes. And
right, yeah. Well, they got to know who you are. I mean, they have to know who you are to have. In wrestling's, obviously it's a new sport here, so people don't only have the history of it, and
right.
So they're gonna come to the match because they like the guys wrestling, because they know the people wrestling. They have a vested interest in it. They're not gonna come just because they're. It's not Pennsylvania where they're just casual wrestling fans.
Right.
You have to get them there by the guys on the team. You have to get there. Have a vested interest in it.
And I noticed, Brandon, they were in the atrium there in Franklin Hall, passing out things, talking to people. It's great.
It is. I think it's great for our guys to, they want people to come see their product, but you have to go out and sell the product. So it's good for them to get out and put the word out about come and watch what we do, what they work so hard for that 8 o'clock duel. So it's good.
Yeah. There aren't a whole lot of dual meets at home this year, right?
Well,
talk about your schedule.
Yeah, not this year. We're going to keep adding more onto it. I mean, they're a lot of work, and we were at one point up till about 3 months ago, we were the furthest Southern Division III team in the country.
Right.
So it's hard to get teams to come all the way down here to dual meet us. It's expensive. So, but it's starting to grow in the South, so we're gonna have no problem. I think getting more dual meets. I'd love to have 5, or I'd love to have 6, 7 dual meets here a year. To be honest with you.
Well, we got a coach is a recruiter, and obviously you came in a year and a half ago and started recruiting. You came in June and continued the recruiting. And that's a never-ending process. I don't think the casual fan out there understands a Division III college coach and what it takes to build a program.
Yeah.
Talk about some of the things, as the architect of this program, some of the things you had to do.
Our biggest thing is we got to get in front of kids, because I do think what they see, I guess our ability to coach, our ability to help build skills. I think that's our biggest selling point right now. To be honest with you, because I call a kid up if I've never seen him before. I say, hey, I'm with Ferrum College. They just don't. They don't even know. I have no idea. Never heard of it. You know what I mean? Because we're obviously very small, liberal arts school, and So we got to get in front of kids and just sell us, first, and sell our vision for the program, and because all our program right now is a vision. It's not really. It's going to take a while before we have a lot of success where we can sell that. then I think the recruiting takes care of itself.
Yeah,
To be honest with you, so people will be coming to us. So
yeah, coaches will, high school coaches, you have a good network, both of you. You being from North Carolina and you
Right.
being from, Virginia Tech. And
Yeah.
talk about your backgrounds a little, Nate.
Well, my background, I'm from Ohio originally, and then went to Edinburgh University in Pennsylvania, wrestled there, and then I
Division I program.
Division I program, yep, near Erie. I left there, or I graduated there and took a job. I took a sales job actually back in Ohio and hated it.
Right.
So I went up in a little. I'm still doing selling. I'm selling
Yeah,
today,
you're
I guess.
selling.
So,
That's a big time selling.
Yeah, but so
Just selling a product you love.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's easy to sell that to kids,
Right.
versus selling potato chips. So
Right.
we won't go on that though. But then I left there and I had the great opportunity to go up to Binghamton, New York, a startup program. When I got there, they were about 3 months old. They'd cut the program, then brought it back, and they were a Division I program, great wrestling community.
SUNY school.
Yep, SUNY school, and it's a high academic school. And
Right.
Tony Roby was kind of my mentor. He was the coach, the head coach up there, and I was his head assistant. And that's really what I learned. What the most important things were in building a program early on. Through mistakes, through successes, and unfortunately we didn't really see it through all the way. We left. Virginia Tech came and hired Tony as the associate head coach, and I followed him down. He's a guy that I really looked up to, and I wanted to go down with him. And so he came down, and I was there for 7 years, at Virginia Tech for 7 years, and learned a lot. And decided I want to take a next step and be a head coach. But we loved the area, so we decided to stay in Virginia. And now we're a little bit old here. So
Yeah, and you have 2 young sons, twins, and one on the way.
One on the way. That's right. Yeah, February. So right in the middle.
Right in the middle of wrestling
yeah,
season.
yeah.
Right. We've got arrangements for that. I hope. Yeah, Brandon will take over big time for a couple of days anyway.
The great thing is that he runs a lot of the workout. I mean, I trust him with everything. So it's like that's a good thing to have.
You got to have a staff.
I wouldn't have a family life if I didn't have it.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Brandon, tell us about your background.
Well, I'm originally from Virginia, and then I went to wrestled Division II in North Carolina at UNC Pembroke, and then those last 3 years I was assistant coach in Division III school in Wisconsin, where I really learned the ins and outs of Division III. And so when this opportunity came, I was excited to come back and just build a great program here in the South.
Yeah.
So
is that one of those state schools in Wisconsin?
It is.
Stevens Point.
Yep, Wisconsin Whitewater.
Oh, Whitewater.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
There's some pretty good schools up there.
Yes, sir.
They've
And
got good athletic programs.
And that's kind of the heart of where Division III is. So it was great for me to come back and just take everything that I picked from out there to back here to grow this program.
Well, let's talk about your lineup a little bit. You have, what, about 50-some wrestlers?
We're about 39 right now.
39,
Yeah,
right.
39.
Originally
And then probably
created a lot.
after next semester, we'll probably have 42. We're looking like we might get three or four transfers.
Yeah,
So
good. Good.
So that's. I mean, we got all freshmen. So guys are learning, and we're going to lose some guys probably. Guys that maybe see that they're not going to make the lineup ever, and because we're going to keep recruiting. We're recruiting every weight class. To be honest with you, and and I just think that's how you build great teams, is when you have somebody looking over your shoulder, or somebody breathing down your neck trying to take your spot.
Competition.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So we're trying to build that, and we're trying to build unbelievable depth. That way, if somebody does get hurt, the next guy is not just. We just don't have somebody there. He's ready to go, ready to win right away. So.
And like at Pembroke, you took a number of kids to the tournament.
Yeah.
You took more than
20, 25, I think, and everybody had very different levels of success. But I think that's how you get better. You just got to that was a great tournament too. So.
What an atmosphere last night! I think everybody that went was really excited. Yeah. You have a good heavyweight match, real close overtime, and then you have the forfeits, which they didn't have enough wrestlers, and so we don't get to see some of the kids wrestle and that. But then you come out with 2 pins in a row. Talk about the match a little bit last night.
I mean, I think obviously you mentioned the heavyweight match. It was exciting. Obviously, it didn't go our way, but that's what we want to give fans. Hard-fought matches all the way to the end, and if it goes to overtime, I feel like we'll win most of those. And then obviously we had the forfeits to kind of slow things down, but we come back out right away with 2 pins with 2 of our better guys that really believe in what we preach, going after, not just settling for a win. getting falls, and then
Yeah, Paul Biggs, a guy that was with you last
Yep.
year in the program, and then
Yep.
Sean Murphy, a nice looking freshman.
Yeah.
They are, and then 65, hard for a match, there's things we need to work on. 74, Thomas Smith, he can wrestle, we just have to get him to that point.
Right.
84, Corbin will throw the kitchen sink at
Ooh.
you.
He's a good looking freshman.
He'll put up 10, he'll probably give up 5 points, but I mean, it's wrestling,
Or 9.
Yeah, they're gonna,
Yeah, but he'll be at the
it'll be
winning end.
it'll be exciting match.
He's hard to watch. As a coach, he's hard to watch.
Oh,
You're like, what are you doing?
right. Yeah.
Wrestle solid, man. You
Yeah.
know, but he's one, and you don't want to mess a kid up. You obviously want to eliminate some mistakes here and there, but that's what makes him good. I mean, seriously, he's just. He's got a long way to go, but I think he's going to be special. Him and Thomas too. I truly do believe in Thomas.
Oh
I think
yeah,
he's really good.
yeah.
But it's just going to take time. These guys are freshmen, so.
Yeah. And you have a lot of solid people that are making these guys wrestle harder. Your backups are really almost as good, and it was great to see down at Pembroke, somebody like Jamie Carr, who is a wonderful story to me. He's a guy that was been in the military.
Right.
He's
24.
He's a local kid, and he loves the sport. He genuinely loves the sport. He looks like a leader. I see him around campus with the guys. He's a good example for them. So
we took a vote on captain about a week ago. I wanted to give guys time to see guys' true colors, and so they could pick a good captain. And I think everybody but maybe one or two guys had Jimmy Carr as one of their captains.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes right there, And he's a guy that not just the wrestling part, not just the school part, but the social part.
Right.
He's out promoting the sport, and he's great with recruits.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I actually can't wait till he graduates so we can hire him on as a coach.
Right.
'Cause
Well, I
he's really good.
had a professor sitting beside me last night, Dr. Mead, and she just had nothing but great things to say. And she came because of Jamie, came to the match.
Yeah.
Lives in Floyd, came to
That's
the match
awesome.
to see Jamie,
Good.
and just thinks the world of him. But you've got a lot of folks like that. But it's nice to have an older guy that can
to show him the way, to show him how
the
to,
way.
he's getting more out of college than just the wrestling and the school part. He's taking advantage of the whole atmosphere.
Because you guys can't be with them 24/7. There's the locker room and the studying and academics. College coaching is so much more than high school and all those things.
Yep.
So, okay, well, talk about the startup of the program. I know when I came here, I've been here 28 years, and we hired a couple of people, Gary Holden and Leslie Holden, and Gary talked about, he got into sports information and athletics and talked about starting wrestling, and we always were dreaming and talking about it, and all of a sudden the administration bought into it. And the key to that, I think, was hiring a coach. And we hire you, Nate, and you come in and start recruiting, and we transform this old building, the Hank Norton old field house, into a wrestling facility, which I think is a pretty solid facility right now.
Absolutely.
Just talk about how you think you are right now at this stage of the game. Only a club year last year.
I think we're on track. I think we're on track to what we want to do. Obviously our long-term goal is to win a national title. And
right.
Are we close there? No, we're not close. We got a long way to go. But I do think, I guess according to, I have a plan. I have a plan written down, like what my 5-year, 10-year plan is, and I do think we're right on track. Obviously we got to continue to grow as a program, and not just by numbers, but the goal is to increase our restroom size, and and that's I have a lot of things, and it keeps me up at night thinking about all that stuff you need to do.
And you become a recruiter. You're a counselor. You're a teacher. You're a fundraiser. You're a promoter. People just don't know exactly what it in college Division III coach entails.
Well, a lot of it. A lot of times, as a head coach, wrestling's the last thing you're worried about.
Right.
It's like that's why you hire good assistants, young assistants.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Well, where do we go next? What's next on the schedule?
We go down to the King College next Sunday. So
Bristol, Tennessee.
Yep, that'll be a good test for our guys. There's going to be D2, D1, NAI schools. So
Right. They're all scholarship.
Yeah, all scholarship athletes. But I mean, in wrestling, that really doesn't
No.
matter. As long as you got a room and a weight room that you can put the same amount of work in, and that's what we try to preach to our guys. Just because it's only 2 Division III teams in Virginia doesn't mean we can't compete with everybody else that wrestles in the country. So that's the mindset we try to give them.
Yeah. Scheduling in the future, do you think Nate will ever go up into Pennsylvania and wrestle some of those?
Yeah.
A lot of
I had
Division III schools
Petrobras
there.
Messiah tournament. I had them
Right.
on the schedule this year, but it was our third 2-day tournament. It was just too much for our guys,
Right.
this year. Next year I think we're probably gonna have to make a decision what we're gonna do. Out of those 3 tournaments, Virginia Duels, Pete Wilson Invitational, and the Petrofist, kind of make a decision which 2 we're gonna go to, and we'll see where it goes.
Finally, back to the family thing. Your dad was in. He was your first wrestling coach, I think.
Yep. I still 2 or 3 things he showed me, I still use to this day. Yep.
Right.
So.
And your mom's here.
Yep. Absolutely.
So
Yep.
it's a great family affair.
Yeah, it is. Wrestling's a very unique sport, I think, in that sense. It's,
Right.
because it's not just one person; it's usually a support system. So.
Well, I think if we have parents or recruits listening out there, you couldn't come to a better place and have better coaches that care about your kids. They live on campus. They're here
Awesome.
24/7. It's just a great program, and we're so happy. And we thank Gary Holden, kind of the brains behind it. Initially, he's been talking about this since 1991.
Yeah.
And it's finally coming to fruition. There are a lot of happy people here that love the sport, and they were out there last night in the stands. So thank you.
We're very lucky. We're very lucky.
Thanks for what you do. And next week we're going to have Coach Harper on the show. Coach Harper is going to wrap up the season for football. And until then, this is Dave Newcombe saying so long.